Good morning, neighbors. Let's sing When I See the Blood. Christ our Redeemer died on the cross, died for the sinner, paid all his due. Sprinkle your soul with the blood of the Lamb, and I will pass over you. When I see the blood, when I see the blood, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. Chiefest of sinners, Jesus will save. All he has promised, that will he do. Wash in the fountain, open for sin, and I will pass over you. When I see the blood, when I see the blood, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. Judgment is coming, all will be there, each one receiving justly his due. Hide in the saving, sin cleansing blood, and I will pass over you. When I see the blood, when I see the blood, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. Oh, great compassion, oh, boundless love, oh, loving kindness, faithful and true. Find peace and shelter under the blood, and I will pass over you. When I see the blood, when I see the blood, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. Amen. That's why we must be washed in the blood of the Lamb. You know, this song, I think most people know it comes from the story in Exodus where they had to put blood on the doorpost, but it also stands in our time. When he sees the blood, he will pass, the angel of death will pass over us. Maybe we'll have to go by the way of the grave, but we'll live eternally. And I'm very thankful for that there is a promise that Jesus Christ kept, and he will keep on continuing to keep that promise to his people, those of us who are within and underneath the blood. In Hebrews chapter 9, verse 11, it says, "But Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is, not of this creation. Not with the blood of goats and calves, but with his own blood. He entered the most holy place once for all, having obtained eternal redemption." He obtained this. He bought this eternal redemption for us. And, in the Old Testament, under the law, they sacrificed the blood of goats and rams. But we know this as we continue reading, that wasn't good enough. We had to have a high priest. And remember, the high priest would go once a year to the most holy place and sprinkle the blood upon the mercy seat. But Jesus Christ, once for all, he entered in there as the great high priest and bought our redemption with the blood. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a heifer, sprinkling the unclean, sanctifies for the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? And for this reason he is the mediator of the new covenant, by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions under the first covenant, that those who are called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance. So we have this promise of an eternal inheritance, and, that night when the angel of death went through the land of Egypt and took all the firstborn sons, Christ, who will become our elder brother, he laid down his life that we may all live. And he sacrificed, he allowed himself to be sacrificed for us. And so that we could all be part of this inheritance. And what a blessing that is. And I pray that on the day of judgment, when the great judge looks at us, what he'll see is the blood. And I like that because the chorus, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. The judgment will pass over us. And I'm thankful for that day. And I just want to add verse 22, and according to the law, almost all things are purified with blood. And without shedding of blood, there is no remission. We have that promise. Jesus Christ shed his blood for us. So I'm thankful for that. God bless you all this day in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.